Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail. I really appreciate it, and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to make some cute fun cards using some cardstock that I have. This is going to be the first color. I don't know if my camera is picking up or not. I think there it is. Okay, it's more of like a sherbet color, but this brand of cardstock is by Stampin' Up, and it's called Mango Melody. Now, a while back, I used to use Stampin' Up products a lot when I was making cards, but I haven't purchased anything from them in a while, so I don't know if they still offer this color or if the name changed or anything, but it was at the time I was using it. It was Mango Melody, and it is a 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And then we also are going to be using Petal Pink, which is another really pretty, well, you guys know me and my pink, but this is such a pretty pink. When I reposition the camera, you guys can see the true colors. This, you know, my craft table is right by the window, and it's a sunny day. And then there's this green, and I am so sorry, but I lost the paper that comes with the pack of paper, so I didn't write down the name of this color, but it's like a minty green. So let me reposition the camera, and then we can go ahead and get started, because what I want to do is just make a few thank you cards, like the 5x5 size. So we'll go through that process. So hold on, let me reposition the camera and we can get started crafting. Okay, so now I think you can get a better view of the colors of the cardstock. This is the Mango, what else that was? Mango Melody. And then this is the pink petal, and this is the green that I lost the name to. So we'll just call this mint green, because that's really what it looks like, mint green. And what I'm going to do, I just went into a Cricut design space. I've got my laptop over here on this side, but you can't really see it in the viewfinder, in the frame. But I got these squares designed over here in Cricut design space. And what I'm going to do is cut all of the colors. Cardstock is going to be the base for the file, for the card. And then I'm using the white cardstock that's going to go on top. And then it's going to be kind of like the interior part of the card. So for the base, I'm going to cut it at 5.133 by 5.133. And I'm using this purple strong grip mat because the green that I have was just way too strong. So I don't know if I just got a bad batch of these things or not. But I've got these off of Amazon about 2 months ago, and these things are gripping for dear life. So we'll see how this do. Hopefully it doesn't destroy my paper. Oh, I guess I need to send it to the, I had it over here on the computer and did not have it upright first. And it looks like Cricut loaded the white cardstock in first. Now see how strong that is? It even leaves some residue on the mat. So I am just not loving this. So let me go back to using my Cricut mat. I guess that's what I get for trying an off-brand mat. Sorry for the noise. Okay. But this is the Cricut brand Cricut mat. And I saw those on Amazon, and I thought, well, let me give these a whirl. But those things are just way too strong. And like I said, I've seen people use them and didn't have any problems. So maybe I just got a bad batch. I don't know. But we are going to stick with this one. So I'm going to load this back in. And it is cutting the white cardstock first. Okay, so I'm going to unload this, and then that's the top the top panel. So I'm going to put this extra piece to the side, and I am going to load the mint green and let it cut next, because the other mat kind of destroyed my little peach kind. All right, so we'll get this green one on here. All right, so we've got the first set already cut, and that is how the dimensions are going to look, like that. So off camera, I am going to go ahead and cut these other two and get the white cardstock. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but this white cardstock is the Nina brand cardstock, and I purchased this on Amazon. So let me go ahead and get these cut off camera, and then when I come back on camera, we'll be ready to do the thank you part of the SVG file. Okay, so I've got all of the panels cut out. I did all this off camera, and I also cut the offset for the word thank you. Since these are going to be thank you cards, I went on ahead and did the offset for them, so it looks like that. And each one is in the same color as the background for the cards. So we've got that together, and then in vinyl, I'm just going to do the word thank you. So that vinyl is a gold vinyl. It's not a foil, it's just like a bronzy color, and I thought that would look really cute across there. So that's kind of the look that I'm going for. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and glue these cardstock panels together. So I cut out 4 because I wanted to kind of stand up some. So I cut 4 out for each card, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Tumbo glue over here and get these all glued down. And then I think I'm going to use some adhesive for the white cardstock on the back. I think I'll do some adhesive for that. So I'm just going to if I can get my glue to come out, fast forward, there we go. Fast forward this part and get to the cardstock portion that I'm going to use to pop up the back. So this is not going to be a standard traditional card where you know, the open and close card. This is going to be just a one-sided card where you can write a thank you note on the back side of it, and something sometimes you just want something simple just to say thank you for something. So the back side of the last panel is where you would write your little note, and just drop it in the envelope. And these, I've mailed cards before that I've used when I've put, like, stacking them to give it some depth, and I was told that they arrived safely. So if you don't have it stacked too much with too much going on, they should arrive safely in the mail, is what I'm trying to say. So I am going to go ahead now and just kind of fast forward this, because I know you guys don't want to sit here and look at me glue panels on. And then once we get this glued down, and go ahead and we can start with the card bases, and then we will decide on what we want to do to decorate the front of it. I'm not going to do too much because, you know, I like my cards to be kind of simple, not too much going on, but I do like to embellish them a little. So we'll work on that next. So we've got all of these stacked. And when I was gluing these together, I was thinking that I don't want the panels to be stacked up since I don't want it to take away from the word thank you. So I'm just gonna put some glue on the back panel and go ahead and lay it down. Try and get it centered as much as I can. Like that. And then the word thank you would be here, like that. So let's go ahead and we'll just glue this down as well. And this is just going to go right in the center. So this is what we have. That. And then, like I say, the back is just solid. All right, so now let's go ahead and use our transfer tape to lay this down. And the vinyl that I'm using is Teckwrap. And I went on ahead and it weeded nicely. But I went on ahead and just got all that cut while I was cutting the offsets out. So now I'm just going to lay this down like that, trying to get it in the center of the offset. I'm not going to press too hard because I don't want to mash down too much until the glue dries. I don't want it to squeeze out on the ends of the card. Okay, oh, that is very pretty. All right, so that's what we have so far. And then we will do some embellishments once I get these other ones, these other two laid down pretty quickly. Okay, so that all went down so nicely. So these turned out really cute. Just some cute, simple little thank you cards to have in my craft room. I like that I used that little bronzy color. I thought that looks really nice. So that's the, what was this called? Pink petal, yeah. And then the green, which is the color that I don't have. And then this is that mango melon. And that's pretty. All right, so these are the 3 cards. And now let's go with let's do the vinyl on the canvas. So I'm gonna clear off all of the card making. Oh, you know what, look at me. Completely forgot that I wanted to add some little embellishments on here. I'm all excited, and I may just leave it like this. Let me think about that for a minute. So I'm just gonna open, these are just some little petals that I have. Oh, that's cute. That I think I got these in a package. I wanna say, did I get these at Hobby Lobby? I believe I did. I believe I got these in a packet quite some time ago from Hobby Lobby. So I am just going through, kind of picking out. Oh, that's cute. You know, maybe I'll just decorate one and then see they have different sizes as well. And it also has little, so that's how they look, like that. Maybe I would do something like that on the orange one. And let me just kind of make a mess and dump all of this out. And so I can kind of see what colors that I want to put. So I've got, I thought I had another one that had a little bit more orange on it, but I don't. Let me get my little crafty tweezers out. So I think I will just kind of put, oops, just sort of put one or maybe two. Yeah, maybe I just do two small ones. I'm not too sure about the big one up there in the corner. We'll see about that. And I'm only using a little dab. These are those reverse tweezers, and ooh, they are, for me anyway, take a minute to get used to. But let's see. Am I in frame? Okay. Maybe I put, no, it's probably too much. Yeah. Sometimes less is more. Where is it at? I don't know if the camera's going to pick up or not, but because it's white on white, but they are over here. And for the green, I may want to leave the green the way it is. Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, maybe I'll leave the green. Let me turn it this way so you guys can see. Maybe I'll leave the green the way it is. And think about it later on. I may decide to use the clear over there. I may decide to do that, but we shall see. So let's go ahead now and get the table cleaned up and make room for the canvas that I want to do. So these are the 3 cards, which turned out cute. So these are just going to be in my craft room to use whenever I want to send out a thank you note to somebody. And I have envelopes already this size that are just a white background to that will fit those. So I'm going to get everything straightened out, and we are going to decorate this pink canvas wall hanging. But what I need to do is cut the SVG file out, and it's a pretty big file, so I'm going to need a lot of space because I'm using the full length. Whoop, sorry about the noise. Using the full length of the larger mat that I have. So I'm going to get that cut off camera, and then when I come back, I will weed it and lay it down. All right, so we have the craft table all cleaned up and organized. And now I went ahead and cut the SVG for that canvas, and it says so crafty. So now what I need to do is just go ahead and put the transfer tape, get it measured out about that much. I don't have any scrap transfer tape. It's this large, so we will just cut a new piece and set that to the side. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this. Where's my little? Oh, keep losing my supplies. Looking for my little weeding tool. Over there. Go ahead and get this opened up, and I'm just gonna pull back a little bit of the paper, not much, just enough. Whew, sorry for the noise. Just enough to get me started. And I got this, I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I got this SVG off of Creative Fabrica. And if I can get it laid down. Let's see, let's get this. I'm putting it a little bit past the vinyl, so it's kind of sticking to my craft table. And then I can have a little more control with bringing it down. And yeah, easy breezy. Okay, so let's just burnish this humongous file down a little bit. And I'm putting this on that pink canvas. And then this white vinyl is Teckwrap. And it weeded very nicely. Probably because the letters are, you know, they're so large. So no problems with weeding. And now let's go ahead and get this off the tape. So this is something that I am going to hang in my craft room. And I have a picture up already that this is going to replace it. All right, so let me focus, make sure I'm getting this nice and centered. I probably should have used some, what is that, wax paper so that it doesn't stick the minute I put it down. But we are just going to go with it. Am I in frame? I hope so. So we're going to go with it. So say a little crafty prayer that I get this right on the first lay down. And I think that'll do it. Okay. So sometimes vinyl can have a little bit of a problem sticking to the canvas, especially once you put paint on it. And I painted this a couple of days ago, so that it would be nice and dry for today's craft. And so I was just about to say, so far it's coming out good, and then the S wanted to pull up. But now, so far, it's coming up good. Ooh, it's kind of tough to pull. Almost there. This is actually pulling up a lot easier than I thought it was. I did one time where, ooh, that thing was a bit much. It did not want to stick. But this is doing really nicely. And we are almost, there we are. So let me put this back on the roll. And I know that's a lot of noise in the microphone. Okay, so this is how that looks. And I absolutely love it. And like I say, this is just going to hang in my craft room. It's going to replace a picture that I have already up. I'll take it down for a while. So, and I do that a lot. I will make something for my craft room, have it hanging for, you know, I don't know, 3, 4, 6 months. And then by then I'm ready to switch out to something different. So I love this. So that's what this is going to do. And now this next craft, which is this, I bought the hanging thingy at Hobby Lobby, and these squares at Hobby Lobby also, but the squares did not come glued onto this, so it came like that, bare like that. But what I did was I painted the squares white, and then I used some hot glue and put the squares into this little casing. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's a little indentation so it can sit inside. And then it just hangs by the beads. And this is one of those projects that I am refurbishing. So this was hanging, not used to. up until yesterday. This was hanging in my craft room over a closet door that I keep all of my extra supplies in. And I had some different icons on here. So now I want to, and this has been hanging up for probably a year. So now what I want to do is change out the crafty tools that I had. And I've got a glue gun, pair of scissors, and then a spool of thread. And all of these came off of Creative Fabrica. So, whoops, sorry about that, moving the camera all around. The tape was stuck on the leg of my tripod. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now I'm just going to start with the glue gun. I think I was going to do glue gun, scissors, and I'm going to put the spool of thread in the middle because it's the largest. Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. All right, so I'm going to put this down and varnish this over. This is the tape, the transfer tape I was using a minute ago with the cards. So I'm just going to reuse it. Now this particular vinyl is Oracle vinyl. So, and it weeded, whoops, nicely as well for me. All right, so I'm just going to get this centered on the little square and lay that down like that. And the white paint is some chalk white paint that I believe I got it out of Home Depot. It's a little small jar of paint. And it's my go-to paint for my craft room. Okay. And that is laying down nicely. So now we are going to do the spool of thread. Get this laid down. And lay it like that. At the time you guys are going to see this video, well, today is Sunday evening at the time that I'm filming in July 12th. So when you guys see this video, I'm going to post it on Tuesday, July the 14th, because this is the week that I am out of town on vacation. But I wanted to make sure I get a video out for you guys. And then next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm still working on doing 2 videos a week. I think I made 2 last week. I don't know if I was successful at that. I can't remember. But yeah, but that's the goal for the channel, is 2 a week consistently. Maybe like a Tuesday and a Thursday, I'm thinking. So we'll see. But anyway, I said that to say, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And then just know that this will be the only one for this week, this particular week. And I will be back on Sunday. We leave tomorrow on Monday and I come back on Sunday. All right, so let's get this down like that. Oops. My transfer tape wanted to slide right on off. Okay, let's get this down. I'm glad I'm using a darker pink, because I had a lighter, very pale pastel pink when I first made this. And you could barely see what the icons were because it was hanging up towards the ceiling, you know, above the closet door. And you couldn't really see too well. I mean, you could see it, but not like you're going to be able to see this. This is going to stand out. This is more of a bubblegum pink. And I think this transfer tape has had it, so I can go ahead and get rid of it. And, oh, I love that. So cute. Okay, so there we have that one. And it's just a glue gun, spool of thread, and a pair of scissors. Everything that we crafters need. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, so I believe that is going to be it for the crafts for today. So let's go ahead and bring everything back out. So we got that, and then we've got our cute little cards like that. And I have the new canvas that's going to hang up on the wall. And feels like I am forgetting something. Oh, I am. You know what? Scratch that. I forgot. I have a little quote I want to put on here, and then I'm going to make a bow on it. How in the world did I forget that? I thought I was missing something. So hold on, you guys. I hope nobody logged off. All right, so let me go ahead and get my Cricut back opened up. So I need to cut the SVG for this. And let me clear out some of this space, and we will be right back. Okay, I am back, and I got the file printed. Don't know how I forgot to do this. But basically, this is one of those door hangers. Well, wall hanger, door hanger. I'm making this actually for a friend. She has a sewing room, and she's just in the beginning stages of setting it up. So, and her favorite color is green. So I am going to make a little sign for her that says Sewing Diva. And I made this font is similar to the font that I used for my canvas. It's kind of like the thick word font. And I'm trying to find some scrap transfer paper. So that will work. Yep, that'll work. Okay. So her sewing room is green. Well, green is her favorite color, so she has a lot of green in there. Kind of like me with the pink. So I am going to make this little sign for her. But what I was saying is I have one of these hanging in my craft room also. And I have it hanging on the outside of the closet door. And these are cute. I got these. Let me think, where did I get these? These are from the Hobby Lobby brand. Yeah, got these out of Hobby Lobby. And for my wood blanks, I shop between Hobby Lobby and the Dollar Tree. So sometimes I get confused on where I'm getting my blanks from. Oh, this is going to be very pretty and bright. I like that. But yeah, this font is kind of like one of my favorite fonts. It's kind of like a retro. It gives me retro vibes. So let's get this pulled. Ooh, gracious. That was stuck on there. Okay. And I'm going to make a gingham green ribbon, kind of like a bow, and put it right here. And then she can still have room to hang it. But that's so cute. Very cute. Okay, now we are at the end of the crafts for today. So let me reposition the camera and bring everything back out again. All right, I think I've got everything out here now. So we have my favorite craft of the day, which was this little wall hanger. And then we have the cards that we made. Got those. And my little, if I can get that in frame, yeah, my little wall hanger, the So Crafty. And then the gift that I'm going to finish up with a ribbon. Got that. So let me bring the camera up. Thank you all so much for watching the channel today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hopefully you made it to the end of the video. And if you can, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. So I will see you guys in the next video, which would be next week. And we will work on some HTV and maybe do some embroidery. Not really sure. But anyway, it's going to be a much longer and a good video. So until then, my crafty friends, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.